It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, just Sarah Foreheads today. Ethan is off, so I'm flying solo. He will be back tomorrow morning. Lots of news to tell you about today, and perhaps this first story, you might have heard about it over the weekend, but I find it highly fascinating. The nation of China owes the state of Missouri $24 billion. Missouri's attorney general sued China for, quote, unleashing COVID-19 on the world. Now, China refused to appear in court in the case, but Missouri's AG, Andrew Bailey, says that doesn't mean they get away with causing suffering and economic devastation. He says if China doesn't pay, Missouri can begin to seize farmland in the state that is owned by the Chinese. Very interesting. I'm sure we'll be learning much more about that as the day progresses. Springfield's former city manager is taking the same job in a suburb of Nashville. Jason Gage will start in Brentwood, Tennessee on April 28th. He was voted in unanimously there as one of 5 finalists for the job. He left the city manager job here in town back in January. He got a separation agreement from the city of Springfield for more than $400,000, by the way. Tonight, Springfield City Council will discuss raising the Jefferson Avenue footbridge. BNSF Railway operates some tracks underneath the bridge, and they say it would be beneficial to raise it so they can do some better maintenance on the tracks there. BNSF is willing to contribute $2 million toward the project. City Council, though, doesn't know if that's going to happen yet. It'll be discussed tonight. That footbridge has been closed for almost a decade due to disrepair. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy will not be charged with assault in a domestic dispute. The 21-year-old was, though, taken to jail in Texas over the weekend, accused of impeding the breathing of a woman who was in his house. After talking with witnesses, authorities say they will not move forward with charges. Worthy's attorney sent out a statement that made it sound like the woman was the aggressor, saying that Worthy had tried for 2 weeks to get her out of his house. She destroyed a room and attacked him, scratching his face and ripping out his hair. Now, that according to his attorney. The Chiefs are investigating the incident on their own. Missouri State University is getting a distinction as a research college and university. That's cool. The new designation comes from the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. Now, this new classification is still not what's considered a Research 1 or 2 level university, but still, nonetheless, it's a high distinction as they have spent more than $2.5 million on research each year. If Drury has been instrumental in your life, now is the time to give. That according to the university for their future success. Why? Because right now, some members of the O'Reilly family and the Wooten family have made a pledge to Drury, and they are matching up to $1.5 million worth of donations that are given from now through the end of May. That money will help with scholarships, academic programs, and facilities. All right, we are now on daylight saving time. Track with me. This is kind of a long story, but that's because it's going to be interesting for you. Okay, so we're on DST right now, as you know, as of yesterday. State lawmakers say this could be permanent. Missouri Senator Joe Nicola proposed a bill making daylight saving time the new standard time in the state. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've heard this before, and it never goes anywhere. Yes, it has come up many times over the years. So we'll see what happens, because under the Uniform Time Act of 1966, states can exempt themselves from daylight saving time by observing permanent standard time year-round. But they cannot observe permanent daylight saving time all year. That's interesting. That's why, I don't know, maybe the courts muddle through this. I'm not sure. We're certainly going to learn more, as this is always a hot topic during this week of the year. So nonetheless, here we are. We do know that Arizona and Hawaii, they do not observe daylight saving time, nor do 5 U.S. territories, by the way. States also cannot independently change time zones or the length of daylight saving time, which is determined by the federal government. So the bill is there. The legislation has been drawn, But again, we are still, I think, subject to the Uniform Time Act of 1966. All right, I'll keep you posted because I'm interested also. So we'll see where this goes. Okay, moving on. No word yet on the fate of Springfield's location, but the Red Robin restaurant, it's hard to say, Red Robin restaurant could be closing down. We'll see. They're closing 70 restaurants across the country. That burger chain lost about $77 million last year, much worse than the $21 million that they lost in 2023. As it turns out, it's not sustainable. So now they are closing a bunch of them. They have about 500 locations across the U.S. and Canada. Starting this week, the major project to expand I-44 into 3 lanes in each direction through Springfield is underway. If you're on I-44 right now, keep your eyes on the road. I know it might be frustrating, but it's going to be great eventually. In 2 years. That's how long it's going to take. About 2 years for that expansion. They're widening I-44 to 6 lanes total between West Bypass and Highway 65. So there's going to be some slowdowns, some lane closures at times, but much of the work, the heavy lifting work at least, will be done overnight to cut down on traffic problems. All right, congratulations to the Lady Bears. The Missouri State basketball team won a share of the Missouri Valley Conference regular season championship over the weekend. They beat Bradley on Saturday afternoon at Great Southern Bank Arena. They will share the title with Murray State. So that is interesting. The Lady Bears play in their final Missouri Valley Conference tournament Friday night in Evansville, Indiana. Next year, as you know, Missouri State moves to Conference USA. The Chiefs re-signed linebacker Nick Bolton just days before he was set to become a free agent. The 24-year-old signed a 3-year deal worth $45 million. Yep, 24 years old, $45 million. The Chiefs drafted Bolton in the second round of the 2021 draft. He played college football at Mizzou. So, homeboy. Congratulations again to Kunal Patel. He is a 7th grader in Branson, and he just won another go at the Scripps National Spelling Bee for the second time in a row. That's because he did so well locally and regionally. All the lesser competitions moves him up to the national competition. That will be happening in D.C. at the end of May. Mr. Patel, 7th grader there in Branson. How cool is that? Congratulations and good luck. All right, that's all we got today. Ethan will be back tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. How about that weather? I think some students are on spring break this week, and the weather is going to be pleasant. It is pleasant for you. So good timing on that. All right, happy Monday. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow morning. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.